guys still been doing this without me, or what?
No. This is our first convention in 2 years.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's what I thought. I just shut it down.
Yeah,
shut it down. It's not really worth it.
We shut that, packed it up, packed her up. Hey, packed me up. That's why I'm late. They had to find me in one of the boxes.
Glad you made it. Did you leave LA yesterday?
What's that?
Did you leave LA yesterday?
I did.
What time?
1 p.m.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It got rerouted.
Cool, that's what I heard.
Yeah, it circled around Lexington, Kentucky.
Beautiful area.
And then they couldn't find a place for us, so we started running out of gas. Right? So then they landed us in Charlotte. The whole time I have my headphones on. I don't know what's going on. I thought, nice little landing in DC. They're like, no, we're in North Carolina. I'm like, say what?
Did I get on the wrong plane?
Yeah.
You're getting your shit out of the overhead.
Yeah, exactly.
Packing it up.
Exactly.
Calling Jen from the airport, like, where's my car?
Yeah, I'm here. Where are you? But luckily I had Jeffrey Parise with me, so we made it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it was an adventure.
Well, I took a red eye.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, which sucked, but not that bad.
Well, it didn't work because your eyes are clear as day.
Nice.
Hey, Robbie, by the way, that guitar is in tune.
But you found out the hard way?
Well, I was playing the other one and I broke a string, and so then that one came out, but I was trying to tune it and answer questions at the same time. It did not go well.
All right, well, we'll leave it to you, Gil.
Thanks, guys. Wow. DC. You know,
It was your first.
I have not been back to DC since my first convention ever. Is anybody here for that?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it was the spring of 2014. I was just a young, naive whippersnapper.
Played Cards Against Humanity.
I came out on stage in DC. It wasn't this room, was it?
No.
Was it?
No.
I don't know, they all look the same after a while. I feel like it was a bit smaller than this.
Yes.
But yeah, that was 2014, and it's good to be back. I don't know what the hell took them so long to have me back in DC, but I'm glad it finally happened. Better late than never. It wasn't gonna happen. So Richard started working so much. Man, selfish Richard. Going and directing TV shows. He needs to get his priorities straight, if you ask me. You know, good for Richard. I'm not surprised he's doing so well with the directing. He seems like the perfect guy. Like if I was gonna hire somebody to be a director, it'd probably be Richard Spade Jr. I mean, he's directed us for how many years now? That's what he does up here. He directs this whole thing. He's funny, he's quick, he's kind, and sometimes he can be a dick. But, no, not really. Richard, really, I don't know if Richard's ever been a dick. Rob, sometimes. Sorry, Rob. I hope he's not backstage still. Anyway, it's good to be back. What's today? I don't even know what today's Friday. Friday, people, of course. So I woke up, I guess it was Wednesday morning, and I had an email, timestamp like 6:30 a.m. from Creation, from Jennifer at Creation, asking me if I wanted to come to DC, that there had been a cancellation. And I thought, oh man, I'd love to go to DC. Let me think about that for a second. So I typed back, oh, thanks so much for the offer. I gotta run this by the wife. I'll get back to you ASAP. So my wife was on the phone with work. I'm like, babe. She's like, working right now. That's how she treats me when she's working. I'm like, they want me to come to DC, is that cool? She's like, yeah, just go. Leave me alone, I'm working. Just go. I'm like, not right now. Tomorrow, or I don't know. I mean, we have a kid now. You know, we've got a 3-year-old daughter. She's 3 all of a sudden. Vivian, she's doing great. She turned 3 in early September, and she's absolutely adorable. Love her so much. Just found out we're gonna have another. Yeah. Backstage, Billy was like, "So does everyone know?" I was like, "What do you mean, like everyone? Like everyone?" He's like, "No, like just, you know, the people." And I'm like, "Yeah, we're telling people." So now you all know. Now you're in the loop. Found out we're having a boy. Gonna name him Dean.
Gonna be John.
We're not. Though we've been talking about boy names, and my wife, she brought up Dean. She said, "What about Dean?" I was like, "No." She's like, "Why? It's great." I was like, "It's a great name. Don't get me wrong, it's a great name." But I was like, "Babe, Dean, Supernatural, Dean." She's like, "Oh, yeah. So we're not going with Dean.
Name him Henry.
We could name him Henry, though some of our best friends named their son Henry. He's 3 also. He's in Vivian's class, and his name is Henry. He wears a blue suit every day.
And name him John. Name him John!
She said it, she beat you to it, but yeah. Yeah, no, I think there's enough Johns in the world. Great name, classic name. We find that boy names are harder than girl names for some reason. So we're trying to like have something that's not so done, but also something that's not like, I don't know, Leaf or anybody here named Leaf? What?
Leif Erikson.
Ash? It's not Leaf. But thank you. One guy in the back's like, my name's Leaf. Leaf is a cool name, actually. Yeah, you like Luca. You know, Luca is a very popular boy name right now. I've been doing a lot of research on this. Yeah, Luca's very popular. Another set of friends of ours named their son Luca. It's really cute, but you know, Joaquin Phoenix's name is Leaf. Is that his real name? Like River and Leaf? That's his first name, Leaf. So where did Joaquin come from? He changed it. That wasn't ever his like. Leaf's cool. Joaquin's better though. Anybody see the Joker?
Yes. It's very disturbing.
It's very disturbing. Yeah, no kidding. I went and saw it by myself. I like going to the movies by myself. Some people think that's weird. I don't. I like going and like getting my popcorn and my drink and getting, you know, a seat by myself and not having to talk to anyone. You know, you go to the movies with someone, you feel like you have to, you know, shoot the shit. And sometimes I just want to go and like watch a movie. So I called my wife after I left the Joker, and she's like, "Well," and I was like, "Oh, babe, I'm really worried right now." She's like, "What? What's wrong?" I was like, "I don't know, that movie was a little disturbing." But I enjoyed it. Who loved it? Yes, smattering of applause. Who didn't love it? All right, so more people love it. Who saw it? All right, it's about the same amount of people. I thought a lot of people saw that movie. Yeah, so fatherhood's going as well as to be expected, I suppose. It's any parents here? Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's exhausting. It's joyful and painful at the same time. It's like the best and worst thing that's ever happened to me. Mostly the best, though. Yeah, so now we're just trying to prepare for a second child. Because our friends that have 2 children see the pain, the struggle, you know, the bickering, the fear of imminent divorce. Joking. Go with me, guys. Yeah, no, but it's definitely like an extra, it's another level, I think, having 2. Because with 1, you can just kind of pass them back and forth, right? Like, here, you watch her for a little while. I'm going to go drink. Vice versa, right? It's a give and take. But we're going to have 2. And our son, his due date is 4/20. Yeah,
Least is
so
appropriate. Yeah.
when when my wife's OBGY told us that the due date was 4/20, we both were like, and the doctor was just like, it's weird. Why were they laughing? So anyway, not everyone in California hits up the dispensaries, though a lot of them do. Not me personally, but a lot of them do. Yeah, California is just, there's a lot of different types of people in California, but you walk around LA right now and everybody's pretty, chill. Yeah, it's a good time. So, I'm back. Let me check out this poster over here. Wow, what a lineup. See, this is the thing that sucks about being a late edition. Don't make the poster. Maybe I'll see if they can cut Richard's face out, and then I'll just put my face through. We can all take pictures. Here, why don't we just do this for now? Hang on. So I get that? It's gonna be a really good picture of me. Wow, what a lineup. So the show's still going, huh? Coming to an end? Boo, yeah. But wow, what a run. 15 seasons. That's pretty unheard of. There's not many shows that get to claim that amount of episodes. So what an accomplishment. I feel so blessed to have gotten to be a part of it, even if just for a moment in the big picture. It was really probably the most fun show I've ever worked on, the kindest cast and crew. And yeah, it was just, I have so many great memories, even just from those 2 episodes. And I've said this before, I'll say it again, it's been life-changing. And that's because of you guys and getting to do these conventions with Creation. So thanks for having me back. We can do some questions or not. We can do them later, whatever. If you feel like you want to ask something, maybe not about the show, that'd be cool. Yeah, I haven't been tuning in lately, but I guess there's been some exciting developments in the show this season. I haven't watched in a while, I'll be honest with you. I know, I'm sorry to disappoint you guys. I have watched, what have I watched lately? Succession? Maybe I watched that? One person, awesome. You know what I'm talking about. It's kind of like Supernatural, but not at all. Yeah, I've been watching that. Yeah, pretty much anything on HBO. I've been watching Barry. I've been flying lately. Barry's really funny. That's a good show. But nothing, there's nothing like Supernatural. It's a very special show. I got to go to New Jersey last weekend to do a Once Upon a Time convention, which is always a good time. It's a nice crowd. They're a little bit better behaved than you guys, which makes sense, I guess, because you're the whole Disney World, as opposed to the whole supernatural, heaven and hell, demons and angels, and everything in between that goes on in Supernatural. But you guys are a fun crowd. You like to have a good time. You like to mix it up. I don't feel as bad about dropping an F-bomb on stage. I'm not saying I'm going to, but if I did, I wouldn't immediately be like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure I dropped one last week, and right as I said it, I was looking over here, and there was an 8 and a 10-year-old sitting there with their mom, and their mom just dropped her head. I was like, I'm sorry. Don't tell my mom. What?
I have questions.
Hey, I'm in the middle of something here.
Well,
She's getting on a roll. She's getting on a roll.
Finish what you're saying. I hate interrupting. Finish what you're saying.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Okay, well, how are you doing, buddy?
Are you videoing this?
Yes, I am. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, it's fine. I just can't see your face. I just see your...
I'm sorry. Here I am.
Hey, what's up?
Doing well, Mr. McKinney. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Well, that's good. Okay. If you were to have, by the way, thank you for coming in and singing Wagon Wheel. Jason did that for me for my son.
Oh, hey, my pleasure. I mean, I'm shocked that I even knew most of the words to that verse. Because I was like, backstage when he said it, I'm like, damn it, Jason, you could at least like text me and like tell me to refresh my memory. But we pulled it off.
Yeah, you did.
You guys are a forgiving audience too, which we love.
Yep, I blindsided him, sorry. But okay, so a day with Viv and Daddy, what is that like? If it's just you and your daughter.
A day with Viv and Daddy. In a perfect world, she brushes her teeth. She wipes on her own. Yeah, you know, probably going to the park. She like a lot of kids. She loves going to the park or the beach. Maybe get some ice cream. She takes a nap, like a long one, like a 3-hour nap. That hasn't happened in a while. She kind of stopped napping. Maybe we get in the kitchen and we do a little baking. That's one thing we've tried to start doing. It's like finding other fun activities for her to do other than, you know, putting her in front of the TV. It's like trying to, I mean, she gets her fair amount of Disney on, but we like to try to mix it up. So do a little baking, and then, you know, and the day would end with her just in my arms telling me how much she loves me. Yeah, it rarely happens, but it has happened. It has happened. Like, that's what makes it all worthwhile, you know? Like, she's 3 now, and she's tall, and sometimes she still needs me to, like, rock her to go to sleep at night. And I'm like, how much longer am I gonna have to do this? Like, she's a full kid. Like, I'll catch a glimpse of myself in her mirror, like, holding her, and it's just like this huge kid, like, splayed out of my arms like a baby. And I'm rocking her and trying to get her to go to sleep. But, yeah, the other night it was so sweet. She, I like laid her down and she looked up at me and she's like, I love you, Daddy. And then she took her finger and put it way up her nose and just take the booger and wiped it in my chest hair. So that pretty much sums up parenthood right there. And then I couldn't find the booger. Couldn't find it for a while. I finally got her to go to sleep. I went back to my room. I laid down in my bed to watch Succession or something, and I looked down and there was a booger just caked and crusted in my chest hair. Took some scissors, had to cut it out. But you guys didn't know we were going to talk about that today, did you? I like to keep it real, you know? Yeah, so that would be a perfect day minus the booger. You guys?
Hi, Gil.
Hey.
Hi, congratulations.
Thank
on
you.
Another. Just so you know, going from 1 to 2, it doesn't double everything. It's more like exponential, so, you know.
Cool. Great. It's good to hear.
I have a little bit of an odd question, but I'm remembering like a couple years back when it seemed like a handful of you from Supernatural all guested on Criminal Minds, Beyond Borders.
Yes.
And then it was kind of funny because most of you that were on there like ended up dying, and you had to film a scene like being on the autopsy table.
So I wasn't the only one?
No, you were not. I think there was
who
like,
else?
Richard and...
Richard died?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I forget who else was there. Yeah. So, weird question, but what's that like from an acting standpoint when you have to play a corpse and...
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a great question, actually. No one's ever asked it before, so... Yeah, so I'm living in New York at the time. I get a text from Adam Glass, who was a writer producer on Supernatural. He's the one that wrote and created Henry, and he had big plans for Henry. Anyway, it didn't work out. But he went on to produce and write for Criminal Minds Beyond Borders. And so he reached out to me one night and asked me if I would come back to LA to do an episode, and I was like, absolutely, anything for Adam. So I went back to LA, got to work on that show. It was a lot of fun. I got to be honest though, playing the corpse though was, you know, on one hand, some of the easiest work I've ever done. Some people say some of the best. Like really nailed the dead part. But getting to, did anybody see that episode? Good, I'm glad. I'm glad. So if you didn't, without going into too many gory details, I'm murdered, spoiler alert, my body is thrown into the ocean, found several days later, so they had to recreate that whole thing. And so it was a lot of makeup. It was quite just disturbing to see the outcome. But basically, yeah, you lay on the table for, oh gosh, I mean, it was several hours of makeup getting into it, and then the day we shot, just laying there. Like I've worked a fair amount in my career, and I'd never played a dead body before, which I think is probably a good thing. But yeah, it was just a lot of laying there, a lot of, okay, stop breathing, you know, because you can't see the corpse's chest go up and down. That'll ruin the whole thing. So it was a lot, you know, and a lot on your face, and like the prosthetic stuff is just, it's not always a whole lot of fun as an actor. And I've done a fair amount of prosthetics done. Like, for some reason I get a lot of black eyes. People always want to punch me. I don't know if that says something about me, but I've had a lot of swollen eyes over the years. Quick segue, the weirdest one I ever did, I worked on a show, gosh, this was over 10 years ago. I worked on a show, a very short-lived single camera sitcom for Fox called The Loop, L-O-O-P. Anybody ever see The Loop? Awesome. It's why it got canceled very quickly. It was actually a really great show, very funny, but I played a character, I did one episode, and I played a potential love interest for I believe the actress's name is Sarah Wright. Anyway, she's like this cute girl in the show, and I played a potential love interest for her, and she and I end up in a hot tub together. Everything's going great, as far as I'm concerned. And then I strip down to my swimsuit, and I'm covered in body hair. Just like an absurd amount of body hair. So literally, they brought me in and did a full body mold of, a full body cast of my entire body, and then recreated skin with thousands and thousands of hairs in it, and then plastered it all over my entire body. All for the sake of like one joke that was mildly funny. But yeah, that one was rough. And the hardest part about that one was everybody wrapped and got to go home after that long day, and I had to go into the hair and makeup trailer, and they just like scraped my entire body. Just scraped this fake hair off my entire body. So yeah, things you do as an actor. I'd do it again right now though. If I'm being honest, I'd do it all over again. I'd do a whole series of full body hair. They're like, we want to bring Henry back, but we got a secret. It's got really bad body hair. Be like, great, let's do it. Let's do it.
Great.
Did that answer your question?
Yes, I think it did.
Anyway, Criminal Minds Beyond Borders, rest in peace. It was fun. Hard for my mom to watch though. She's like, I didn't like seeing you like that. I like it better when you're alive. Hey.
Hi. So I know you're a Texans fan, but your wife is a fan of a much better team. I go to school in New Orleans. So
Oh, you do?
I'm a huge Saints fan now.
Fair enough.
So when the Saints go to the Super Bowl last year, after the whole robbing situation last year.
When they did not go, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was the whole thing. But
Yeah.
will you be cheering on, and will your wife drag you to the game?
To which game?
To the Saints Super Bowl game that they will eventually get in.
If they go, well, probably not. My wife used to like football until we had a kid. Now she's like, yeah, whatever. I don't have time for that. And she hardly lets me make time for it. But I do like the Saints, and her family, most of her family's still in Louisiana, and they're big Saints fans. Any football fans here? All right, that's fair. Steelers.
Ravens. Go Pats.
Patriots. Evil Empire. Yeah, I'm a Texans fan, though they make it hard. They really do. And we lost J.J. Watt for the season, so that's just a real bummer. Who doesn't know who J.J. Watt is?
We know.
Yeah, he's great. He's my favorite quarterback. Do you love the Saints, though? I would love to go to a Super Bowl if someone else was getting the tickets. But Saints are awesome. Drew Brees is back, I hear. You guys know who Drew Brees is?
Yes, of course.
So, just a quick sports story, football-related story. So, it may shock you, I did not play high school football. I know, that's right, it's weird. When I was in high school, I weighed about 155 pounds, soaking wet, and it's like 0% body fat because I was in the swimming pool all the time, before school, after school, swams all the time. Hated it a lot, but I'm glad that I did it. Anyway, I would go to a summer camp my whole childhood, or at least for like 5 or 6 years in a row. I went to a summer camp outside Austin, Texas, called Camp Champions. And when I was at Camp Champions, there were 2 or 3 years where I had this kid in my cabin, like in my cabin, my age, and it didn't matter what sport we were playing. He just was so much better than everyone. Like, it wasn't fair. And I'm talking like 10, 11 years old. He had biceps and calf muscles. And like, I barely had legs. They were so skinny. Anyway, so I remember this kid. It didn't matter if we were kayaking or playing basketball or shooting archery or whatever. He was the best. So cut to my senior year of high school. I'm watching TV one day, and they're covering the Texas 4A high school championship. And lo and behold, they're talking to this kid named Drew Brees. And I'm like, that's the kid that I went to camp with. And I remembered him because Drew Brees is a memorable name. It's an awesome name. And he also has like this birthmark on his face. I'm like, that's the kid I went to camp with all those years. So anyway, somehow he got out of the state of Texas. He went and played college ball at Purdue and went on to, now he's like one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Like some people say he might be the best.
Keep shut for your blasphemous mouth.
Well, I mean, if you're looking at Super Bowls, okay. If you're looking at stats, Drew Brees. But anyway, so my mom, she thought that was really cool, so she dug up an old camp yearbook, and she's flipping through it. She swore there's a picture of Drew Brees and I together in this yearbook, so she finds this picture of our cabin, and sure enough, me and Drew Brees standing next to each other. He must have 20 medals just adorning his entire chest, just dripping with medals. And there's me with like a participation ribbon. Yeah. So that's my Drew Brees story. So anyway, good luck to your Saints.
Good story.
They definitely have a shot. Hey.
Hi, quick question for you. If you were Henry, put your head in that frame line. I don't know if you're caught up with what's going on with the show, but what sort of advice would you offer the boys with what they're currently facing?
Yeah, what are they facing?
So Sam was shot by the bullet that God made, and you have Dean, who just came off of being possessed by Michael, and we've lost, unfortunately, Jack, and Castiel has now left the boys.
Castiel's left what?
Castiel has gone off and left the boys to kind of in search of whatever, and we've also lost Rowena, which is sad.
Man, sounds like there's plenty of opportunity for Henry to make a resurgence. Oh, Wow, I don't, honestly, I love your question. I wish I had I'm not gonna stand up here and bullshit my way through it. I don't know enough of what's going on the show to probably give you an accurate, honest answer. But yeah, guys, I've been wanting to come back. Unfortunately, they don't care what I want. And if they did call, it would be the greatest day. It'd be like maybe just almost as good as my wedding day or the birth of my child. Because I love the show. I'd love to come back and help the boys in any way I could, or just knock their heads together. You know, there were some really sweet moments shooting that with those two guys, and I feel like there's still some things that are kind of unsaid. And so, how many episodes do they have left to shoot? 10? So you're saying there's a chance? No, I've kind of, I don't want to say I've lost hope, because I try to never lose hope, but it's quickly coming to a close, guys. It's quickly coming to a close. I mean, there's been so many fantastic actors on the show, and so many new faces, and it's been really cool to get to meet a lot of them and hear about the characters that they're getting to play. And I guess Rob has come back in a big way? Yeah, wow. If Rob can make it back, anybody can. Yeah, I think I was flipping through an entertainment magazine, Entertainment Weekly or something, and I saw a little bit about Rob that made me very happy. Very happy so happy for you, Rob. How many episodes? That's great. That's super.
So we hope we see you back, maybe in a movie.
In a movie?
If there's a supernatural movie, that would be awesome.
What? That'd be sweet. Yeah, I'm available. I'm available. I've had man, it's been an amazing couple years. If I'm being honest, though, it's been trying too. I've had like several very like close calls with jobs, and it's just, just trying to hang in there and keep moving forward and trying to stay hopeful. And it's nice getting good feedback on things and getting close to getting jobs, but I'm really, really excited and ready for that next thing. So hopefully that'll come soon. Anyway, I've been working hard, trying to make that happen, trying to, stay positive and hopeful that something will go my way soon. It's a tough business, it's a tough business. And actors really have, like, unless you're Jared and Jensen, you really have, like, very little to no control over anything. I mean, other than what you can do, right? So when you get an opportunity, all you can really do is what you can do. Go in the room. I don't know if there's any other inspiring actors here, but go in the room, do what you can do, and then leave and try to like get on with your life. And it's hard sometimes, because it's a very personal thing, putting yourself out there like over and over again. But yeah, you guys will be the first to know when something good goes my way. Hey.
Hi. So I never get up. But I was sitting there listening to you talk about your sweet little girl, and now you're going to have a second one. I just wanted to come up here and give you a piece of advice, if you don't mind.
Sure, go for it.
I have 2 daughters,
okay.
And they are teenagers. So first, snuggle her close, because just like that, she'll be in her room, and then she doesn't come out till she wants to go to Target.
Are they here?
No.
Okay.
No.
Get up here!
No.
Wait, did you say she won't come out of her room because she wants to go to Target?
And then they go, can we go to the store? I love you.
Yeah.
So when my girls were very cute and little, somebody said to me, he had raised 4 daughters. He gave me a piece of advice that I'm going to pass on to you because it works.
Okay.
When she hits about 11 or 12, you'll know because you'll see it happening. You have to start telling yourself over and over again, she's mentally ill, she doesn't know what she's saying. Because then you don't take anything personally. And
Nice.
it works.
Nice.
It works. You stay very calm, you you treat her
That's
like you
solid.
treat
That is some
everybody.
solid advice.
You'll remember this in 10 years.
Oh, I'll remember it.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Wow. I'm not looking forward to those days. I guess that's the thing about kids, like girls are like so cute and cuddly and amazing when they're younger and harder later, and I guess the opposite maybe can be said for boys, but well, thank you for the advice. As a fellow parent, I take it. I love when people who don't have kids try to give you advice, though. That makes me laugh. You know what? You know what you should do? I'm like, hang on. Do you have kids? Oh, no. Then shut the fuck up. Or something like that. Something to that effect. Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
First of all, I was staring at your shoes like the whole time. I think they're really cool. I love them very much.
Cool. Probably more interesting than what was going on up here.
Well, no, I was staring at you too. Don't worry about that. But I wanted to ask, was it like, because I know playing Henry, you have to play someone from like almost forever ago.
Hey, eyes up here. I'm up here.
So I was like, was it like, did you have to do anything different in terms of like acting strategy or whatever to play someone from, what was it, like the 30s or something?
1958.
Cool. But yeah, no, was it any different or was it just kind of a standard thing?
You guys laughing at it. It was a lot of fun. I love period pieces, anything, like I love that kind of stuff. As an actor, it's a lot of fun to get to kind of, travel back in time, and I love the music from that era, I love the cars from that era, the clothes. So for me, it was a lot about kind of tapping into those things around me, and they did an amazing job of creating the sets and the scenes to help me with that. And the wardrobe, of course. Like the first thing I did when I got to Vancouver to work on the show is I went straight to the studio to wardrobe, and they fitted me for that blue suit. Just making sure somebody's not wearing it. Like David. David? Okay. Is he wearing it? So tapping in, like the clothes help, the cars, the hair, all that kind of stuff helps. And then I would just sit in my trailer and like listen to music from the era to kind of get into that mood, and then I would think about my grandfathers, if I'm being honest. Like I had two wonderful grandfathers. They both were amazing. So I took little things that I remembered about those two men, and tried to sprinkle them into Henry. And I hope that I did a good job honoring them in that. And thanks. Yeah, a lot of people, when I meet people, they're like, so, like on the plane last night, the person sitting next to me asked where I was going. I said I was going to a convention, and then it starts into the whole convention for what do you do, blah, blah, blah. And I try to keep it brief and not go into to too much detail, but they're always like, so wait, you did how many episodes? And I'm like, yeah, I know, it doesn't really make sense, but I was like, the fans have just been really great to me, and they liked my character, and they're like, so who's this character? What did you play? And I tell them, I played the two leads' grandfather, and they're always just look on their face is like, what? Like, no, they didn't do like age makeup on me, flashbacks and time travel, which is so much fun to do. So much fun. So, yeah, I'm hoping at some point in my career I can do something else kind of in the 50s or 60s, or even go further back to the 30s or 40s, because that would be a lot of fun. The music, the dancing, smoking everywhere, as if it's not bad for you. One of my favorite shows of all time is Mad Men. That's just an awesome show. Somebody asked me last week if I could play any like iconic role, what would it be? And like without even hesitating, I said Don Draper. Don Draper all day long. Mad Men fans in the house. Who here hasn't seen Mad Men? Just do yourself a favor. Branch out from the supernatural world. You guys know who John Hamm is, right? What?
Gabriel.
Was he on Supernatural?
No, Good Omens.
Oh, okay.
Also never.
Good Omens. Oh, was he on Good
No,
Omens? I didn't know that. Maybe I'll have to check it out. He's one of my favorite actors. And I don't know why when he first kind of broke out, I was like, yeah, he's good, but I don't know. I'm a big fan of John Hamm. He's one of those guys too that, like me, had done a lot of guest stars, you know, his whole career, and then finally that role came of Don Draper on Mad Men, and the stars aligned, and the rest is history for him. So a guy like that gives me hope. You know, I turned 40 this year. People say I look young for 40, so I guess that's good. I think it's genes. I think it's not these genes. It's these genes, guys. They make me look young. I think it's genetics. I mean, I try to stay healthy, but it's definitely not clean living, if you know what I mean. It's a balance, guys. It's a balance. But yeah, so I think the best is yet to come. Adam Glass, he always tells me, man, like one day when you just gotta get some more lines in your face. You gotta just get, you know, like this whole new thing's gonna happen for you. You're gonna enter this new thing. So I'm 40 now. You know, still feel like I'm 28.
Until you drink too much.
Except in the mornings.
Yeah.
Sometimes in the mornings when I wake up and I'm like make an audible grunt getting out of bed. And I get up and my plantar fasciitis kicks in and my feet hurt and I'm like this going to the toilet. My wife's like, please keep it down. It's like, you're so loud when you get out of bed in the morning. She's really sweet to me too, guys, I promise. Wait, I already talked to you. Did I answer your question? Yes, I did. Great. Let's move it on. Hey.
Hello. I was here in 2014 when you did the most beautiful version of All of Me.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
And it sounded like you said you don't have any current acting or singing projects coming up?
Nothing coming up, no.
Okay.
No.
Well, we hope to hear something soon.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Okay.
You know, it's one of those, it's every actor's like either favorite or least favorite question. You know, somebody's like, so what are you working on now? If you're working on something, you're like, hey, let me tell you all about it. And if you're not, you're like, yeah.
Isn't he doing the commercial?
So, anyway, I'm just keep moving, you know? Trying to write some more music. I still have that kind of going on the side, and I'm singing a lot more than I have been in a long time, so hopefully, thank you. Hopefully there'll be more music to come in the near future. And in the meantime, it's just a blessing to get to hang out with these guys. Right on cue, boys. Well, guys.
How did it go, Gil?
I haven't lost it. No.
You still got it?
Still got it, Robbie.
Sweet. That's what we were all hoping for.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money going on. Do you think Gil still got it?
Still got it. Or is he just going to fall off the stage?
What's the over-under on Gil still having it? Well, no surprise here.
Yeah.
Are you sticking around tomorrow?
Yeah, man. I'll be here all day tomorrow.
Are you going to sing a song with us tomorrow night?
Love to.
Great.
Love to.